Well, hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be changing my drive shaft on a 2002 BMW 530. This pretty much applies for any BMW earlier models, and part numbers may be different, but the procedure is all the same. So I'm going to start off by jacking up the car. Then we have to drop the exhaust and the heat shield. Then we'll loosen this end, which connects to the transmission. In here you'll find your Gibo flex bushing. It's connected through 3 bolts that has 18mm nuts, and the bolt itself is 18 also. And then we disconnect the center carrier. This is the reason why I'm changing the drive shaft, because my center carrier bushing failed. There's a bushing in here, and this is a common failure on these drive shafts. So we'll start off by jacking up the car, then I'll show you guys the rest of the procedure. Okay, now we've jacked up the car. Just gotta go around and check. Put the car on 4 jack stands. Just check. And then leave your jack at the jacking point, so that anything happens, jack stands fails or something, car's not going to drop on you. They all look good. Put pieces of wood underneath both front tires, just in case. Alright, now we're going to go under. Alright, this makes it much easier. I'm going to go under. This is the exhaust. Cross member, and 10mm, then 10, another 10. This one is always empty, I don't know why. Then another 10, and then 10. Of course, exhaust hangers over there somewhere. You'll see it. And then go here. This is the transmission mount. I believe we'll have to drop it too, and then we'll have to support the transmission. Okay, and then it looks like this bolt is broken here. Okay, we'll have to take it out anyway. And then we'll take out this one. You can leave these two in here. You can just unbolt them and then leave them on the brace that connects to the transmission. You just got to remove this bolt, because you got to remove this brace so we can drop the exhaust. And of course we have to disconnect the exhaust from the catalytic converter. It connects through 4 bolts. 1, 2, and 3, and the sneaky one is over there, which is 4. And then of course it's not necessary to disconnect this one, but you can. Makes it easier to just take this whole brace, move it out of the way, and then leave these two. Don't touch those, you don't have to. And I guess that's all. And yeah, I guess these are all the bolts that you need to remove the exhaust. So we'll do that and then come back again. Okay, this first one for the exhaust hanger, it's a 13mm. Take out this one. Okay, this guy right here, so first we disconnected that one over there. This guy, this is the first one that we disconnected, the 13mm. The second exhaust hanger is right here. Actually, you can see it right here. You don't have to unbolt it. Just push that pin. Yeah, push that pin out of the hole in here. Just use a screwdriver and use this as a leverage and just pry it out. You might want to push on the rubber too on the opposite side and then pry it out, and this should just come out. Alright, the cross member has been removed. It's right there. It's actually a 13mm bolts. I said 10 earlier, sorry about that. Okay guys, these bolts right here, they're 4. 3 of them is 14 and 1 is 15, which is this guy right here. This guy. This is 15. Alright, now the exhaust has been removed. It's kind of, hanging on those blocks of wood, and over there it just hangs on these 2 blocks of wood. And as you can see, it's already been disconnected from the manifold. And also, as you can see, this stud has been replaced before, and I just broke this one. I guess I'm gonna have to back it out, then replace it. Alright, now this is all for the exhaust removal. now we're gonna start removing the heat shield, which is connected with those 8mm. I guess missing a couple over here. There's one here. And then this is just a hole. Yeah, it's kind of loose, so I'm guessing it's only this guy. And then there's this guy here, somebody replaced. It's not supposed to be here. And then this guy, and then you guys are supposed to have one here somewhere, like maybe here. Yeah, here. I'm missing this one. And then we're gonna disconnect this guy, which also connects to 8mm over there, and then one over here, and then just slide it out. After that, we're gonna start unbolting those 18mm bolts that connects the drive shaft to the transmission. Alright guys, so I went ahead and removed the heat shield. I removed the other one over there. It looks like my center carrier is fine. I'm gonna push on it. It doesn't look that it's been damaged, although I'm getting vibrations and some noise from back here, exactly back here. I know that because I can hear it right down from the armrest. Oh, okay. But I'm just gonna replace the whole thing anyway. Maybe there's some bearings or anything in there that is worn out or something. And it looks like this drive shaft has been replaced before. There's marks from like a junkyard on it, which is probably shot anyway, and then they kept it. Okay, a hot tip to remove these bolts. Actually, you don't have to remove the transmission mount. There's like a perfect slot in here, this one right here, that you can fit an 18mm wrench to hold the nut and then turn the bolt. It takes some effort, but it can be done. You don't have to remove this, because if you want to remove this, you gotta have a jack stand here to support the transmission. So I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to stick a wrench in here and remove the bolts. When you using that slot in here, you gotta slide a wrench, use the open side to hold the nut. I'm just gonna remove the gear from the transmission, because it's easier, because I want to kind of look and see what does it look like, and like kind of inspect it and see if it's damaged or anything. And also you're not doing any extra effort if you want to remove the drive shaft or remove the flex disc. It's the same. It's 3 bolts. They're torqued the same way, so it's all the same.
and it's also easier. Remove these. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put the wrench in, turn the drive shaft, and get the wrench stuck in there, because you're turning that way. See, you turn it that way, and then the wrench will get stuck, and then the bolt will turn that way. You see what I'm saying? So the wrench is going to be held in place, and all you have to do is just move the ratchet. Alright, now the guibo has been removed. All we have to do now is remove the center carrier, and then we'll unbolt the transmission from the back. I guess there is the 2, 4, maybe 5 bolts back there, and then that's it. Here's another tip for that. When you're removing these, you need to go back and put your transmission on park so that it doesn't rotate as you're trying to loosen these nuts. You should be able to get to all of them without going back and put it in neutral and go back and forth, because you still have like this much of movement. See, that's it. The reason is because we removed the guibo bolts, and now the guibo is disconnected from the transmission, and when you turn you know, the drive shaft, and it gets stuck with the transmission bolts, or like the bolt slot in there, and that's how it gets stuck, and then you can loosen these nuts. Now these nuts are not tightened really good, or they're probably, you know, tightened, you know, that's how it's supposed to be, not really tight. So it was really easy to remove them. I used the where is it? Right here. 15. Oh, okay. Sorry, 13 millimeter box gear wrench. Because there's not enough room here to fit a socket. So I was able to, you know, loosen with the gear wrench, and that's it. So now I'm gonna try to remove the drive shaft. It looks like I need to disconnect these. These are not tight. I already loosened them. Okay, let's see. Looks good. Looks like the trash is gonna fall on me. Well, what are you gonna do about it? Actually, I've never removed the drive shaft entirely. Okay. Okay, so it's all disconnected. Let's see if we can remove it out of here. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to pry it out or something. I'll try to do that and come back. Now, on this end, it took some effort. Well, first of all, I was wrong.
There's 6 bolts in here. I told you it's 5, but there's actually 6. I should have looked at the other one, you know, but I wasn't thinking. Who would use 5 bolts somewhere? It's got to be, you know, 6 or 4 or anything like that. Anyway, so I took the other one, and still the draft shaft wouldn't come out. Now, I had to pry it out. But the way I pried it out is I applied some force on these bolts to push it out. Now there is not a lot of room in here, but that actually worked better for me because I was able to stick a big 32mm wrench in here and use that gap in here as a leverage, and then push outside, and the whole drive shaft moved out of the way, and I used the screwdriver and just pried it out, just a couple millimeter, pushed it and out of the car. Now, like I said, I'm gonna transfer the gear over to that drive shaft and put it back in the car. Sorry guys, I didn't get to film you know, the reinstallation procedure for the exhaust and all the other stuff, mainly because, as you saw, I had a broken stud, and that was really stubborn to get out. It was like 1 in the morning. Had to get out and get some butane. I didn't find butane, so I found propane, used it, took a while, hammered it out, got it out eventually, and then put a different bolt in it. I might get a OEM bolt and put it back in there, but overall everything went really perfect. And the noise that I used to have, it's gone now. No vibrations, no noise, nothing. So that old drive shaft was, you know, shot. So it was a good thing that I replaced it. Well, thanks a lot guys for watching.